Welcome to Daily Overdose.
It's a pleasure to stand before you today to talk about something that defines so many of us, something we don't often talk about in its true essence: the grind. What do we mean by the grind? It's a word that, in its simplest form, describes the effort, the work, the hustle. It's about persistence, determination, and the will to keep going despite the obstacles in our path. The grind is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's the invisible force that drives us to turn ambitions into realities, to take action when the world around us may be telling us to stop. The grind isn't always glamorous. In fact, it's often messy. It's the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifice of moments we wish we could be doing something else. It's about sticking with something even when the results are not immediate and the reward feels distant. It's about putting in the hours, the sweat, and the pain, knowing full well that the payoff may take time. But here's the thing: the grind isn't about getting lucky. It's about creating the conditions for luck to find you. It's about control. In life, we don't always have control over the outcomes, but we always have control over our efforts. The grind is about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about that relentless pursuit of your goals, regardless of the circumstances. When we talk about the grind, we're also talking about resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be days when everything feels impossible, when failure seems inevitable. But in those moments, we find out what we're made of. It's the ability to face those difficulties, pick ourselves up, and keep moving forward. The grind teaches us that failure is not final. It's not something to be feared, but something to be embraced as part of the journey. The grind is about learning, growing, and adapting in the face of adversity. Every failure is just another lesson learned, and every challenge we overcome adds a layer of strength to our character. Now we must ask ourselves, why does the grind matter so much? Why is it so integral to success? The answer is simple. Without the grind, there's no growth. We can have all the talent, intelligence, and potential in the world, but without the work, the hustle, and the dedication, those qualities are wasted. Talent alone doesn't get us where we want to go. The grind does. The grind is not just about professional success. It's about personal growth. Whether it's in our health, relationships, or personal development, the grind is present in all aspects of life. For example, building a healthy lifestyle takes consistent effort. It's not about the occasional workout or eating healthy once a week. It's about showing up every day, no matter what. In our relationships, the grind is about effort and investment. It's about putting in the time and energy to understand one another, to communicate, and to grow together. It's about working through the hard times and celebrating the small wins along the way. But here's something else we need to recognize. The grind doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes the grind is about doing less, being strategic with your efforts, learning to prioritize, and focusing your energy where it will matter most. It's about working smart as much as it is about working hard. The grind also teaches us patience. In a world that constantly pushes for instant gratification, the grind demands we slow down. It's a reminder that things worth having take time. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's a culmination of consistent, focused effort over weeks, months, and sometimes years. And yes, the grind requires sacrifice. We may have to give up certain comforts, certain luxuries, and sometimes even our time with loved ones to achieve our goals. But sacrifice doesn't mean deprivation. It means choosing to invest in your future self, choosing the path that aligns with your vision. It's important to note, however, that the grind is not just about work for work's sake. It's about purpose. When we grind with purpose, we find meaning in the work. This sense of purpose fuels us when things get tough. It becomes the driving force that pushes us to keep going when we feel like quitting. There's also a sense of fulfillment that comes with the grind. Even in the most challenging moments, there's a unique satisfaction that comes from knowing you're putting in the effort. There's a pride that comes from giving your all, from showing up and giving 100%, even when no one is watching. But let's not romanticize the grind. It's not always easy, and it's not always fun. Some days will feel like you're pushing against an invisible wall. You will face doubts, and you will face days when your motivation feels depleted. But it's during these times that the true power of the grind shines through. It's the resilience, the determination, and the strength to continue moving forward that makes all the difference. The grind is also about consistency. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions that accumulate over time and create massive change. The grind isn't always about making grand gestures or huge leaps forward. It's about doing the work every single day, no matter how mundane it may seem. When you focus on consistency, progress becomes inevitable. Every day, every task, no matter how small, contributes to the bigger picture. As you embark on your grind, remember that it's not always about going it alone. Surround yourself with those who encourage and uplift you. People who have the same drive, the same hunger, can provide valuable support and perspective. Collaboration, teamwork, and a shared sense of purpose can fuel the grind even more. Find your community of grinders and lift each other up along the way. There will be days when the grind feels pointless, when your efforts seem to go unnoticed or unrewarded. During these moments, it's important to remind yourself that progress isn't always visible. The work you put in today may not bear fruit right away, but it will lay the foundation for future success. Trust that every effort counts, and even when things seem stagnant, growth is happening beneath the surface. Sometimes, the grind can feel like a burden, a heavy weight that you can't bear. But it's in those moments that you need to remember your why, your reason for putting in the effort. Reconnecting with your purpose can reignite the fire and drive you forward. Whether it's the desire to achieve a personal goal, make an impact on the world, or simply improve yourself, your purpose will keep you grounded and moving forward when the going gets tough. Ultimately, the grind is a choice. It's a conscious decision to push yourself beyond your limits, to persist through challenges, and to commit to the long-term vision of success. It's about understanding that nothing worthwhile comes easy, and that the rewards of your hard work will be far greater than the temporary discomfort of the grind itself. Embrace the grind, for it is in the struggle that we find strength, growth, and ultimately, triumph. Another important lesson of the grind is self-belief. The grind forces you to trust in yourself, in your abilities, and in your vision. There will be moments when others doubt you, when they question your choices, but the grind requires you to stay true to your own path. Through the grind, we also learn to adapt. The world around us is constantly changing, and we must learn to change with it. The grind is about being flexible, learning new skills, and adjusting our approach as necessary. It's about being open to feedback and being willing to pivot when needed. At times, the grind can feel isolating. When we're deep in our work, we may not always have the support or recognition we want. But remember this, the grind is a solo journey for a while. It's your dream, your ambition, and your work. However, as you continue grinding, you'll eventually find like-minded people who support and encourage you. The grind also fosters a unique form of discipline. The ability to set goals, to create routines, and to follow through is something that is built over time. Discipline becomes second nature when you're committed to the grind. It's a skill that translates into every area of life. But even the most dedicated grinders need rest. We cannot grind endlessly without taking a break. Rest is essential to recharging our minds and bodies. The grind is not about burning out. It's about finding the right balance between hard work and recovery. In the end, the grind is about building a legacy. It's about creating something meaningful that lasts beyond your own time. The true rewards of the grind are not always measured in material success, but in the impact you have on others, the lives you touch, and the example you set. So, let's embrace the grind. Let's commit to the work, even when it feels difficult. Let's trust that every step, every ounce of effort, and every moment of perseverance brings us closer to our dreams. The grind may be tough, but it's through that grind that we become the best version of ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you for watching our videos. Please like and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss another video.